If you're looking for some of the best old-fashioned burgers and shakes in town, Lotta Burger is the place to go for all of your favorites. Lotta Burger, 2260 South 3rd, Memphis, Tennessee, 901-946-2001. They're open Monday through Saturday from 10 a.m. to 6:45 p.m. And the items on their menu include single, double, triple burgers, Philly sandwiches, smoked sausage, beef hot dogs, grilled cheese, tenders, fries, onion rings, and more. Call-in orders must be done before 11 a.m. No calls accepted after 11 a.m. Drive-thru is available. Hungry for a burger? Lotta Burger, 2260 South 3rd, Memphis, Tennessee, 901-946-2001. Don't just settle for any burger. Get a Lotta Burger.
Are you tired of going to the doctor with the same issue over and over again and never getting any relief? Are you tired of buying all types of vitamins and supplements, hoping but not knowing for sure that they will keep you healthy? Or are you getting enough of the right kind of nutrients that your specific body needs? If you answered yes to any of these questions, you need a nutritional blood analysis. With a nutritional blood analysis, we can take one drop of blood from a prick of your finger and analyze your body's nutritional needs, nutritional deficiencies, and nutritional imbalances. This analysis can provide an early warning of possible future health challenges so you can make the changes now to avoid the negative outcome. A nutritional blood analysis can be used to monitor a health challenge before and after adopting an approach to restore health and balance. It will also allow you the ability to determine the effectiveness of various approaches to restoring and balancing your health. So don't wait. Make your appointment. Stop guessing with your health. Know what works for sure. 901-602-7063.
Graphics Printing, located at 890 East Range Road in Memphis, a complete print shop for all your printing needs. They do it all. Color copies, resumes, funeral programs, rubber stamps, full-color business cards, wedding and graduation invitations, and more. 30-plus years of quality work and service. They're open Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 5:30 p.m., located at 890 East Range Road in Memphis, Tennessee, 901-345-9294. Graphics Printing. CJ Used Appliances, located at 3530 Jackson Avenue here in Memphis, Tennessee. Call them at 901-487-7882. CJ Used Appliances has the best prices in town. Sales and service, heating and air. Also the best appliances you'll find anywhere in the Mid-South. Refrigerators, microwave stoves, washers and dryers, deep freezers, dishwashers, whatever you need in used appliances. And folks, I'm telling you, they're the best used appliances anywhere you'll find. That's CJ Used Appliances, 3530 Jackson Avenue. All appliances come with warranty. You can call them at 901-487-7882. Again, 901-487-7882. CJ Used Appliances. C&S Motors Auto Sales, located at 2508 Summer Avenue, here in Memphis, Tennessee. Call them at 901-323-8778. C&S Motors Auto Sales has been around since 1984. Go by and see Chris today for some of the best pre-owned and used vehicles in the city. They have SUVs, minivans, cars, trucks, whatever you're looking for in pre-owned used vehicles. Hey, you can find it right there at C&S Motors Auto Sales. See Chris since 1984. They will treat you right. Call them at 901-323-8778. That's 901-323-8778. 2508 Summer Avenue, C&S Motors Auto Sales.
This is Sergeant Chris Richardson with the Tennessee Highway Patrol, here to explain the Tennessee Hands-Free Law, which is a new state law effective July 1st, 2019. In Public Chapter 412, it makes it illegal for a driver to hold a cell phone or a mobile device with any part of their body, to write, send, or read any text-based communication, to reach for a cell phone or mobile device in a manner that requires the driver to no longer be in a seated driving position or properly restrained by a seatbelt. to watch a video or a movie on a cell phone or a mobile device, and to record or broadcast video on a cell phone or mobile device. So, can I still talk on my cell phone while driving? Yes. A driver is permitted to use an earpiece, headphone device, or a device worn on a wrist to conduct a voice-based communication. The driver may use one button on a cell phone or mobile device to initiate or terminate voice communication, and voice-based communication may also be used to send a text message. Learn more at handsfreetn.com.
Whatever you may be doing, man, I definitely appreciate y'all for checking me out once again on this Monday. Another week to talk sports, man. So I definitely, once again, appreciate y'all for tuning in. Of course, this is Talk Back Live Sports. I'm your host, Joshua Midget. And I'm going to get right into this, man. Real quick, I want to remind you guys how you can follow all things Talk Back Live related. Follow us on Twitter at TalkBackLive. That's one word, at TalkBackLive. Also Facebook, facebook.com, TalkBackLive with Bob and Josh. Like our Facebook page, check us out there, as well as Talkback Live Network on Facebook as well. We are live on all of those pages currently, as well as the Spreaker app. So be sure y'all check that out as well, where you can listen as if listening on the radio or anywhere else, man. So once again, I definitely do appreciate it. Today is a Monday, which means we're going to try and review everything that's going on this past weekend, or as much as the major things that went on not only this past weekend, but after our final show from last week, which was Thursday. Y'all know, a lot of y'all know, me came on Thursday night with the Memphis Madness situation that went down. So we talked, did our post Madness
special that was live on Thursday night, late Thursday night. So y'all can still check that out if you want on our Facebook pages and everything. But live today, and going to get into some of the stuff that went on over the weekend. If you want to join the conversation, you can do so. And the main way you can do so is to call in 901-213-6020. Once again, that's 901-213-6020 is the number to call to join the conversation on today. Man, it's such a busy time in sports, which I love. You got today the Memphis Tigers have a situation with the Memphis Pro Day. A little bit later, coming up this afternoon, the official Pro Day, where pro basketball scouts, NBA scouts, and guys like that will be at the Lori Walton Basketball Center on the University of Memphis campus, where they'll be having a strict Memphis-only Pro Day, which is arranged by the university and Penny Hardaway. Had the scouts come, run the players through drills that they would during the combine, and to see how they look in front of the pro scouts, in an intimate environment. I think once again, that's just another thing that Penny has done an outstanding job on. And with this team, you got a lot of guys that have a lot of pro potential, guys that have the aspirations to go professional and to be professional and to take their game to the next level. Why not just embrace it like he's doing and give these guys an opportunity to prove themselves on such a stage and an environment? So that's pretty awesome. I'm going to try and give you guys a recap on that later on. Not necessarily live, but probably tomorrow or whatever else we plan on doing when it comes to that pro day. So that's going to be pretty interesting down at the University of Memphis. But yeah, Memphis Tigers, Memphis Madness, Memphis everything is because Memphis Madness was a big success according to many of the people that were there, including our Talkback Live network reporter. Leon Taylor was in the building and called us afterwards when we did, like I said, the post-Madness on Thursday night, and talked about the atmosphere and basically everything you would expect, right, from a Memphis Madness. It's going to be live. It's going to be exciting. And that with a season like this that everybody's anticipating, everything's going to be amazing. So it set the stage for what is sure to be an outstanding season. So if you want to talk about that, you are more than welcome to. You can hit me up, 901-213-6020. Once again, 901-213-6020. If you want to talk about your thoughts on Madness, if you want to talk about Memphis today, if you want to talk about what do you think about this current team and who could potentially go pro after this first year. Because what's interesting, as time continues to go on, you start to hear more and more rumbles about Damian Ball potentially being a one and done guy. So do you think that's a legit thing? So we'll talk about that. So anyway, let's get into some stuff that went down this weekend. In football. It was college football and it was NFL football. I'll get back into some Memphis stuff in a little bit later. But there's one thing that was a really notable situation that went down, and I noticed a lot of people nationally ended up talking about, and that was who, the Dallas Cowboys. And you want to know why the Dallas Cowboys were a topic of discussion? They've been a topic of discussion all year because they've had a good start to the season. But you know what happened the other day? They lost. And not only did they lose, they lost in pathetic and horrible fashion to the Green Bay Packers. The Cowboys didn't just get beat. They got whooped. They got mollywopped, as some would say. They got demolished. As a matter of fact, as a lot of y'all probably know, the game was 24-0 at one point in the first half. And whenever a team's down 24-0, that is the epitome of terrible. No matter how you want to slice it, how you want to, that's terrible. And a guy that I think does a great job of expressing how terrible any Cowboy situation is my man Stephen A. Smith. And I got something for you Cowboys fans here that I think you're going to enjoy watching. So y'all just keep it locked for a second. And I'm going to go ahead and pull this thing up. And y'all take a listen to Mr. Stephen A. Smith.
I'm a little bit under the weather, but I must say, field goal with a little seconds left, and those Cowboys, it's not gonna work. I mean, Dak struggling throwing interceptions. I mean, can't make field goals. Jason Garrett losing his composure, showing they got a little attitude. You the Cowboy fans out there, you watched your team, didn't you? You watched them giving that good fight. You watched them come on back. They teased you, didn't they? They had you believing that somehow, some way. Interceptions. Composure, showing they got a little attitude. You the Cowboy fans out there on back. They teased you, didn't they? They had you believing that somehow, some way, it's gonna come back from this. Well, guess what? I reckon you were wrong. Not gonna happen.
Hey man, you gotta love it. You gotta love it. I know a lot of folks don't like Stephen A, but a lot of people do. And that's one reason I do. Because the man told the truth. He told the absolute truth about Cowboy Nation and everything, man. And you know what? I took pride in watching them lose. I can't even lie, man. I to revel in people's misery or anything. But when you see the Cowboys, man, and I know what y'all are going to say. Because I know several Cowboy fans. I know what y'all are going to say. Well, your Titans lost. Josh, we didn't hear nothing from you yesterday. Well, it don't matter. It don't matter. This ain't about them right now. It's about the Cowboys and how embarrassing y'all. Look, Kelly, what's going on, man? I see you coming in. I see some more folks coming in. Cowboy Nation, y'all show your heads, man. I know some of our faithful listeners and viewers are faithful Cowboy fans as well. Y'all go ahead and show your face. So in case people are wondering, if you didn't watch, I don't blame you. But the Green Bay Packers defeated the Dallas Cowboys 34-24. Now, it should have been a lot worse than that. But I will say, in all honesty, Dak Prescott came out in the second half, threw for over 320 yards, but they still couldn't get the job done at the end of the day. He had two major interceptions that made a huge difference in the outcome of the game. And all I know is, at the end of the day, the Cowboys lost. And I am very, very excited about that. Because you know what that shows? Do you know what that loss to the Packers showed me? As much as everybody talked about this Cowboys team, and even me, I'm not going to say I was wrong because I think the Cowboys are good, but they are not great. People were saying this is the next great Dallas Cowboys team. I think you saw as evidence with the first really, really great opponent that they faced. I can't even say Green Bay is great. They got a first-year head coach in Matt LaFleur. They have a great quarterback in Aaron Rodgers, but I can't say Green Bay is great. But they're good, and they have an all-time great quarterback. So you put that into perspective. Aaron Rodgers took them apart. And as I said, Greg, I know you said I wouldn't say embarrassing. It was pretty close. It was close to embarrassing. That first half was mighty embarrassing. And I saw some of your posts, Greg. You know, they looked really bad at one point. And to give Dak Prescott a little credit, if it wasn't for those two interceptions at the worst possible time, the Cowboys may have had a chance to make something happen. But it didn't happen. So, at the end of the day, it is what it is, and the Cowboys get a big L on the board. It's interesting reading a lot of the reactions today, not just from Cowboys fans, but people that aren't Cowboys fans. Think about it. Everybody is saying that this proves that the Cowboys are not legit yet. And same thing I've been saying. What have I said? I've said, let's see when they start playing some real opponents. Other than the Redskins, who just fired their head coach, who just fired their weed-smoking head coach, Jay Gruden, the brother of the head coach with the Oakland Raiders. Lil Jay caught smoking weed and talking to women somewhere in Washington, D.C. I don't know what was going on. He's sitting on the floor, and they still let him coach? They still let him coach Sunday? I think he's trying to get fired, to be honest with you. So, I don't know, man. Well, I'm glad that happened. But Cowboys beating the likes of the Redskins and the Giants. Let's see what they do with a real schedule. Now, the next game, things dip back down a little bit. But it's going to get considerably tougher from here. They have one of the toughest schedules in the NFL, the Cowboys do, after today's game, or yesterday's game. So we're going to really see what they working with, so to speak, after this week. But again, I think I'm gonna just hit this one more time. See GKP in the building, my man Cowboys fan, and fellow show host online here. I want y'all to see this very inspirational video talking about what happened with the Cowboys last night or yesterday afternoon when it comes to Green Bay game. So y'all, if you missed it, I want y'all to see this again and enjoy it. So here it is.
I'm a little bit under the weather, but I must say, I just saw that missed field goal with a little over a minute and 40 seconds left. And those Cowboys, it's not gonna work. I mean, Dak struggling throwing interceptions. I mean, can't make field goals. Jason Garrett losing his composure. A little attitude. Fans out there, you watched your team, didn't you? You watched them giving that good fight. You watched them come on back. They teased you, didn't they? They had you believing that somehow, some way, they're going to come back from this. Well, guess what? I reckon you were wrong. Not going to happen. It's beautiful. Hey, how about the Cowboys?
Oh, man, that might be my favorite clip of the whole year. in sports, period. I know y'all love that, man. Leave your thoughts in the comments below. If you want me to, I could just let that run as on a consistent loop the entire show and not say anything else.
Showing they got a little attitude.
There he is again. I bet GKP. He says y'all already know who it is. He said, don't play no Stephen A. Smith. Man, I'm gone. GKP says, you just came in, brother. Greg, he's hitting me with a fist. Look, man, it's all in love. It's all in love and football at the end of the day. But still, I enjoyed that loss. So y'all take it for what it is. And I needed some joy. I'm not afraid to mention it. I needed some joy on Sunday. Now, football doesn't get me depressed like other folks. But the game was quite... I cannot deny it was very annoying because I did sit and watch the entire game. Titans-Bills. As you know, these are two teams that are synonymous with the Music City Miracle. Back in the early 2000s, the year that the Titans made the Super Bowl run with Steve McNair and Eddie George and company. Unfortunately, Jeff Fisher was coaching that team, but nonetheless, we still got to the Super Bowl regardless. This will show how great McNair and company were. But just going back to that, man, that's always memories when the Bills and the Titans play. So I watched that game. Bills team that, Josh Allen, things this year. He's just coming back from injury. And I'm thinking this is a game the Titans should win. And you know what happens with games the Titans should win? We don't win. As inconsistent can be. I don't know, man. It's absolutely crazy. And that's coming back, Greg. That's coming back. The post-game live. Just had to do a few things, man. But that is coming back after the Tigers games. So I'm going to talk about that game, too, in a minute. Tigers versus Louisiana Monroe. A game in which y'all on Twitter, at least, y'all saw me give praise to Brady White's first half performance. It's funny how many people were so stunned to give Brady White credit. I mean, people were literally shocked. So many people were like, is this the same, Talk Back Live, That was literally what they were saying. And I said, yeah, it is. Look, and, real quick on the Titans. That's what I was talking about first. The Titans lost. It's pathetic. Mike Vrabel is inching closer to the hot seat. We need to get rid of that kicker. Look, if you're a coach, if there's certain things you're willing to lose your job for. If you want to stand up for somebody or you want to stand up for the way you do things as a head coach and Mike Vrabel. But if I was him, something I would refuse to lose my job over is a doggone kicker. Are you serious? First of all, in a situation where the Titans needed points, he decided they needed 7 points. It's the fourth quarter. The Titans were making a decent drive down the field. It's 4th and 4. It's either kick a 53, 54-yard field goal, punt the ball, or punt the ball and pin the Bills deep, or just go for it. Because really, out of the two of those situations, either way, the Bills are going to get field position right there if you miss the field goal or if you go for it on 4th down. So why not just go for it? No, you settle for a field goal that not only wouldn't give you the lead, you'd still be down 4 points, but also if you miss, you give the Bills excellent field position, which is exactly what happened. It's one of the dumbest decisions I've ever seen. And I've stuck up for Vrabel. I think he did a good job last year. This is only his second year. I get it. But when you run on a mantra of the Titans going from good to great, I need to see it. And I'm not right now. I'm seeing a good team that is mediocre at advancing, at knowing how to win. We got to get past this point. Mariota, you got to quit hanging on to the ball for too long. Taking these bad sacks. Offensive line, where are you? I can't put it all on the quarterback now. If you get another quarterback and put him back there, hey, if you get another quarterback and put him back there, he's going to be running for his life too. So it's just a disaster all the way around. Roger Saffold, offensive lineman the Titans spent a whole bunch of money for. Ain't done jack. Taylor Lewan, we're thinking, okay, the line's going to be good. Now that Taylor, what does he do? First play of the game, holding on a 30-yard pass to Delaney Walker. The Titans start out with good momentum, and it's a holding call on Taylor Lewan. Rest of the game, he didn't make any impact whatsoever. They might have been better off when he wasn't on the field. $100 million offensive lineman. So, hey, it is what it is. The loss was pathetic. I would be angry if I was the Titans defense because that defense stepped up time and time again. Turnover after sack after turnover to give the offense an opportunity, and they failed. Now, a lot of guys seem fed up in that locker room, and they need to be fed up with themselves. They need to be. So hopefully that translates to something on the field more than just words. Y'all got to give me something. Give me something. We'll see. But hopefully we tighten up next week. As Jay likes to make fun of my team's expression. Hopefully we tighten up and tighten up. All right, guys. So next up, what do I want to hit next? So many things. I'm going to make a short mention of this. Y'all know the Tennessee Vols football team? Y'all remember them? You remember the Big Orange? You remember they used to exist? You remember when the Big Orange used to be a thing? I know it was so long ago, you can't remember. But do you know, I actually paid attention to a little bit of the Tennessee-Georgia game this weekend. Tennessee, right? Tennessee-Georgia. Big-time rivalry. Even over the last couple of years, 3 or 4 years, as great as Georgia's been, Tennessee has still had some decent games against Georgia. Some games that shouldn't have been as close as they were, considering the way Tennessee was playing. So what happened this past Saturday, y'all? Yeah, GKP, hopefully. What happened this past Saturday? I ain't going to spend too much time on the Vols. So I want to get to Memphis Madness, and I want to get to the Tigers football team. I want to get to the Grizzlies preseason opener as well. But what happened to the Vols? Do you know what happened? Some of y'all, I know most of y'all didn't even watch. Tennessee went out to a 14 to 13 lead. Neyland Stadium was rocking unlike it had in years. The Vols, could they pull off the upset against the number 3 ranked team in the country? You know what I mean? Could it happen? No. Guess what happened, y'all? Tennessee scored 14 points in the first quarter. Well, actually, the first and second quarter. It was 14-13. Do you know what the final score was? Georgia 43. Tennessee 14. They didn't score another point the whole game. I think that's football right there. Philip Foreman said he's going to stick by Jeremy Pruitt. We'll see. That's about all I got to say on that. 901-213-6020. We're going to get into some Memphis-related stuff here in just a moment. Once again, 901-213-6020. Memphis. Nothing but Memphis the rest of the way on this show. We had Memphis Madness. You had the Memphis Tigers taking on Louisiana Monroe in a game that got too close for comfort. And you had the Memphis Grizzlies tipping off the preseason. I'm going to start with Memphis football. So the Tigers took on La Monroe, Sun Belt team. A team from the Sun Belt. The mighty Sun Belt Conference. And first of all, there's one thing I got to question. Why is Memphis playing on the road against Louisiana Monroe? We agree to that. That doesn't make any sense. But all that being said, the Tigers came out, showed up and showed out in that first half. Really, I think you could say the polar opposite of what happened against Navy, where the Tigers were non-existent in the first half. But particularly that second quarter, the Tigers scored 22 points in the second quarter alone and 29 points in the first half, where they had to lead 29-17 heading into halftime at James L. Malone Stadium in Louisiana. Brady White did his thing, and that was what I was referencing earlier, how people were stunned that I publicly gave Brady White some credit for his first half performance, because I feel like I'm fair. People think I'm a guy, when it comes to Brady at least, that is just out there bashing him just to be bashing him. It's one of those things where I take joy in his lack of performance. No, I don't take joy in anybody's lack of performance. I'll call it as I see it, unashamedly. That's what we do. At TalkBack Live, we call it as we see it, no matter who he is. I'm not about to sit here and be a homer like some of these guys out here. When you see something bad, you don't want to say nothing about it because they're Memphis. No, that's not how this works. No. You call it like you see it. So Brady White, he was under pressure, like he's been a lot of the season, to be honest. But he actually stood there and fired the ball in there. He didn't crumble under pressure. Right. You get any modicum of pressure in Brady White's face, and he crumbles to the ground. And I must give him credit. He didn't do that this time in the first half. He looked good. Threw some balls that were, impressive to me, and I think he deserved credit. But let me tell y'all this. I think some people got it misconstrued, because after the game, some people were still saying, well, TalkBack Live is confirmed what we knew, and that Brady White is a good quarterback. No, that's not. If I recall, I remember a quarterback named Mark Sanchez. I know he was in the NFL, that nearly led the New York Jets to the Super Bowl. Mark Sanchez was terrible. He was a game manager. He didn't throw it deep, and he was not good. But he led them to a Super Bowl because of that Jets defense. So let's be real, guys. That's what Brady White is. Now, the Tigers defense has to show me a little bit more, because they've shown flat brilliance under Adam Fuller. But at the same time, they've shown flashes of what we saw against Louisiana Monroe. I mean, I don't know what in the world happened, especially in that second half. The offense didn't do a great job, but then La Monroe and hit us with a little scare there. You know what I mean? The game was 39-33 with 6 minutes left in the fourth. Specifically 6:30 left in the fourth. Memphis was only up 39-33 after being up 39-20. La Monroe's 2 straight touchdowns get right back in the game. And it was a close game from there. And you know who bailed out the Tigers? It wasn't Brady White, because he threw an interception. He went 1 of 7 in certain points in the second half. I don't think he finished 1 of 7, but he had a 1 of 7 stretch after going as good as he did in the first half. He was basically non-existent. What saved the Tigers was Kenneth Gainwell, the best player on the team. The Darrell Henderson 2.0, Memphis Tigers is Kenneth Gainwell. Mike Norvell has recruited these running backs. I don't know where he finds these guys. Gainwell is a freshman, a redshirt freshman that was on the team last year. Crazy enough. Can you imagine? The Tigers' backfield last year was Kenneth Gainwell, Darrell Henderson, Patrick Taylor, and Tony Pollard. Two of those guys are basically, running backs not basically, literally running backs in the NFL, backup running backs. Guys that are expected to make major impacts on their teams. And the other two are guys that are potentially going to be in the NFL next year as well. Gainwell is amazing. Do you know? And you do know this if you watch my Facebook page on Saturday. Kenneth Gainwell is the first Memphis Tiger freshman for three or more 100-yard games back to back to back. Only D'Angelo Williams had similar numbers. I think he had a couple, 2 or 3, but they weren't back to back in his freshman season. And Kenneth Gainwell set a single game freshman rushing record for yards in a game. Yes, Mike Norvell actually let a running back break a record. How about that? I know that's shocking enough. Probably because he ran 68 yards and he didn't have a choice with that last touchdown. And do you know who was the freshman leader of yards in the game as a running back? Larry Porter. How about that one? So Gainwell of freshman rushing yards in the game. So that's very interesting. But all that being said, the Tigers are still undefeated. They win 52-33 at the end of the day after Leandre Thomas, right after the Gainwell 68-yard touchdown. The first play, I think it was the first play, after Monroe gets the ball back, Leandre Thomas returns a 33-yard interception return for a touchdown on the defense. So, hey, Tigers defense stepped up when they need to. Now, Memphis. They're 2-0 in the AFC, 5-0 overall. They have moved up to number 20 in the nation in the coaches and in the AP top 25. The Tigers have the top 25 at number 23 in the nation. And it's not going to get any easier, folks, because the AAC has sneakily, if I could use that phrase, set up here and turned into a good football conference. And some of these games turned into much tougher games than I think anybody could have anticipated. Can you imagine? There's another undefeated team in the AAC. You know who that is? It's the SMU Mustangs. SMU on a comeback. They're undefeated. They're 6-0. And they're number 21 in the country in the AP top 25. If the Tigers and SMU can remain undefeated for the next, I think it's 3 weeks. Let's see, November the 2nd at the Liberty Bowl, you have a potential chance to have possibly another game on ABC. The game is to be determined as of right now, the time, but it's going to be Saturday, November the 2nd. You got another game that's possibly going to be on a huge scale. And some people even have teased that maybe could the Memphis fans actually get a college game day to come to Memphis for a top 25 showdown? And possibly at that point they'll be in the teens if they're still undefeated. SMU and Memphis at the Liberty Bowl. How cool would that be, all things considered? That's quite amazing. Now, last thing on the Tigers football. Last thing on Brady White for today. I'm looking at his stats. 1,163 yards, 11 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. It's good stats. But do you know what Brady White is the beneficiary of? He is the beneficiary of great recruiting around him. So many skilled players everywhere that can do so much, from tight end to receiver. Antonio Gibson has turned into a threat, a great number 2 receiver that could create. He's had a couple of straight games here with some big-time plays. And most of all, he's been the beneficiary, Brady White, of an outstanding stable of running backs every year. Like, even with Patrick Taylor being injured, you got Kenneth Gainwell emerging as a potential draft pick, out of the backfield. You got Kylan Watkins. Where did he come from? Kylan Watkins coming out of the backfield looking like a playmaker with Kenneth Gainwell, with Patrick Taylor out. And if Taylor can come back at some point this year, you got a solid running game. So Brady's been the beneficiary of talent around him. I still think Norvell has been stubborn when it comes to Brady and not other quarterbacks. Period. He hasn't recruited any competition for Brady. That's why Brady's been the man. And everybody that has been competition for Brady transferred out because they realized they wouldn't get an opportunity. You got Brady Davis at Illinois State. And for folks saying that, I'm just, we were just upset because David Moore didn't get the job. One, yes, we were, because half of the team was upset as well. That's number one. But number 2, Brady Davis is white, and he's out there killing it at Illinois State. Look up his stats. We got a call on the line, I believe. And caller, you're on the air. No? Okay, never mind. Okay, we're good. That might have been Brady White trying to dispute what I'm saying, but you can't do it, Brady. These are facts. If you want to call, then you're welcome to. But anyway, the Tigers, they're ranked in the top 25, and hopefully they'll continue to move up in the rankings. Memphis Madness was this past Thursday, actually. We talked all about it. Memphis Madness is what it is. It's a great event. Don't believe we have a caller, do we? Okay. It was a great event. It was a lot of people there. It was quite major when you talk about the stars that were there, the musical performances from Future to Moneybagg, who's always there, to, Young Dolph and all those guys. Cool. And everything else. Penny Hardaway. To me, the main thing that I got out of the whole thing, because as enjoyable as Memphis Madness is, it's really for the recruits. I think it's more for the recruits than the fans. Now, the fans are going to come have fun, but it's for the recruits. You put on the biggest shit for the recruits, point blank. And the recruits enjoyed it. So much so that Jalen Green, who is the top-ranked recruit that the Tigers are after right now, 24/7 Sports has put that he is 100% lean for Memphis. And to kind of reinforce that point, Jalen Green was spotted in, I believe it was Sacramento, California, with a Memphis Tigers hoodie on. He's in Sacramento hanging out with a Memphis hoodie. And that got a lot of fans ablazing in a good way about that. So, hey, Memphis pulled it off as far as having his favorite artist come down to Memphis Madness. Lil Baby is his favorite hip-hop artist. He came to Memphis and performed. Jalen Green was there. So, hey, this is stuff that gets kids to schools, man. I know a lot of folks weren't fans of some of those guys, but like I said, I don't think, this may be another unpopular thing. Oh, Penny did this all for us. It was for us, the fans. Yeah. Y'all are paying money for tickets, so you're important. But also, more importantly, are the recruits. Because if you don't recruit well, the people, as evidenced in Memphis, they ain't paying for no tickets if ain't no recruits coming in. Point blank period. So Penny knows what to do. He knows what he's doing. Yeah, there you go, Kelly. Y'all agree. This is about recruits. Recruits first, fans second or third. So Penny has his priorities in the right place. Now, one thing that our Talkback Live reporter Leon Taylor pointed out when he after the Madness special we had on Facebook Live was the fact that Penny looks like he is more fired up than ever. He even talked about it some in the press conference of Madness. He talked about how last year was more of okay, hometown boys back home. He was excited more for the prospects of actually being a head coach. And of course, trying to do the best you can with last year's team. But I think Penny is so excited. You can see the bravado. You can see personality. You can see confidence and swagger with his entrance. What other head coach in the country comes out with a hoodie on, hooded up, smoke coming out of the stage like he's a pro wrestler? You know what I'm saying? Raising his arms up in the air, standing on top of the thing over the high up in the FedEx Forum. What other coach in America is cool enough to do like that? Nobody. You can't tell me that's not a huge advantage that Memphis has. The relatability of Penny Hardaway to today's culture. Penny is culture. He is a part of the culture. He's a relevant part of today's culture. And that's something a lot of these other college basketball coaches, great minds, and you got a lot of great minds out there. A lot of great basketball minds. A lot of great coaches, personalities. But you can't really say they're culture setters. You can't really say they're trend setters. You can't really say they're guys that are relevant to the pop culture of today. Penny Hardaway, his name, his cachet, his shoes, his relationship with Nike, his history as an NBA great, all of that stuff. His history as a top AAU coach, his history as a multi-time championship winning high school coach, all of that matters. And I think, and then having success in his first season as a college basketball coach. This is a totally different animal that Memphis has in Penny this year. Totally different than what anybody else has. The dynamic is amazing. And I'm really looking forward to what this year's Penny Hardaway has in store. Because I'm going to tell you something. And I said it last year. I don't think we saw everything Penny wanted to do last year. Penny said what he wanted to do. But I don't think we saw everything Penny wanted to do last year. And the reason why, there was a limited amount of talent. Not to say Rainier Thornton and Kevin Davenport and Kareem Bruton and Jeremiah Martin. Not to say they weren't talented. They were talented. But they weren't this level of talent. They weren't this level of NBA potential. They weren't on this level. As freshmen, these guys, they were not this. And you better believe the reason why you're seeing more swagger from Penny is because he's seeing what he wants to see in practice. He's seeing what he wants to see in the offseason. He's seeing what he wants to see off the court and on the court with this team. Chemistry, athleticism, basketball IQ, basketball ability, teamwork, togetherness, talent. All of that this team has. And I think that's why Penny is so confident in saying this team will win a national title. And I, for one, cannot blame him whatsoever. GKP says, a penny for your thoughts. I agree. Penny for your thoughts, Jay. What are your thoughts? I'm telling you mine. I appreciate y'all. Everybody else coming in. GKP also says, we knew that Brady was white. Period. This is back with the Tigers quarterback, yeah? You take that for what it is, people. Greg says, from Coach West to the current coach, the Tigers have always struggled with dual threat quarterbacks. And that was what Louisiana Monroe had. Matter of fact, I would trade Brady White for that quarterback in a heartbeat. Because not only can he move, that man could throw. I don't know who he was. But that Louisiana Monroe quarterback can throw. He's a baller. He really is. Some say he may be the best quarterback the Tigers have faced this year. So, but y'all let me know how you feeling about this team coming in this season for the Tigers basketball team. Those are my thoughts. And I'll give y'all a penny after the show. I'll put it that way. Also, last thing I want to talk about here. Quick reminder as well, Memphis Pro Day today at the Laurie Walton Basketball Center on the University of Memphis campus. Another thing Penny has done, pro scouts from all over coming to Memphis just to watch his team and put his team through the pro workouts. And they got an early advantage to see how these guys look as far as their draft stock. So that is nothing but an advantage for all of these guys. Last but not least, Kelly says, Final Four bust. I hear you, Kelly. And Penny's feeding into those expectations, so, hey, feel free. Memphis Grizzlies preseason is underway. FedEx Forum, Sunday afternoon. Maccabi Haifa came into the building and got sent back to wherever they're from. Norris Cole, former NBA champion, was on that team. So that was pretty interesting. Shout out to y'all coming in as well, right toward the end of the show. As we were talking Tigers and Memphis Madness and everything. But real quick, NBA preseason, Grizzlies, Maccabi Haifa. I was very impressed with what I saw from John Morant. I was very impressed with what I saw from Jaren Jackson Jr. And the rest of the guys. Now, I know it was only a preseason game, but this is one of the things you got to take into consideration. The main thing I was looking at was John Morant. You know, a little bit of Grayson Allen, who kind of surprised me. 18 points, he hit 4 threes. But once again, it's a preseason game, and you have to consider who the opponent was. But there are certain things when you're watching basketball that cannot be accounted for. It doesn't matter who the opponent is. This is what I noticed with John Morant. I don't know if I've seen, I'm sure I have, but I don't know if I've seen a rookie in such full command of the game like I saw Ja. Ja was out there. He wasn't a rookie running around like a crazy person like a chicken with his head cut off, as Bob would say. He wasn't one of those guys, just trying to be out there. He was in full command. He was in full command of the offense. He was in command of himself. He was thinking. He was setting up his teammates. His vision and his feel for the game is amazing. It's one of those things where it's like everybody else is moving fast and Ja's moving in slow motion. He sees it. He takes his time. But he's quick. He's fast. He's athletic. But it's amazing to see how he sees the game, how he sees the floor, sets up his teammates, in total command of what he's doing. For a rookie, for a guy that came out of college, sophomore season, man, Ja is going to be something special. I'm telling you that right now, off the bat, after preseason game 1. Call me crazy. Y'all going to see when the season starts, man. But that's going to do it, I believe. Yeah, that's going to do it for me on today. Looking at the time here. It has to because I'm over my time. But, man, got into so much. Shout out to all y'all coming in as well. Real quick, I brought up Memphis Madness. I brought up the Memphis Tigers Pro Day that is going on. I brought up the Memphis Grizzlies preseason. Titans loss. Pathetic. Cowboys loss. Even more pathetic. All of that stuff as well. Y'all let me know. Even after the show, you can still comment. Expectations you have for the Memphis Tiger basketball team. Penny Hardaway says this team can win a national title. Is that crazy or is it not? Y'all leave all that down below as well. So, that's going to do it for me today. Y'all tune in tomorrow, same time. I'll be back. Also, you can check me out. Talk Back Live with Bob and Josh. It's every morning, 8 to 10 a.m. And so there it is. That's it.
If you're looking for some of the best old-fashioned burgers and cakes in town, Lotta Burger is the place to go for all of your favorites. Lotta Burger, 2260 South 3rd, Memphis, Tennessee, 901-946-2001. They're open Monday through Saturday from 10 a.m. to 6:45 p.m. And items on their menu include single, double, triple burgers, Philly sandwiches, smoked sausages, beef hot dogs, grilled cheese, tenders, fries, onion rings, and more. Call in orders must be done before 11 a.m. No calls accepted after 11 a.m. Drive-thru is available. Hungry for a burger? Lotta Burger, 2260 South 3rd, Memphis, Tennessee, 901-946-2001. Don't just settle for any burger. Get a Lotta Burger.
Are you tired of going to the doctor with the same issue over and over again and never getting any relief? Are you tired of buying all types of vitamins and supplements, hoping but not knowing for sure that they will keep you healthy? Or are you getting enough of the right kind of nutrients that your specific body needs? If you answered yes to any of these questions, you need a nutritional blood analysis. With a nutritional blood analysis, we can take one drop of blood from a prick of your finger and analyze your body's nutritional needs, nutritional deficiencies, and nutritional imbalances. This analysis can provide an early warning of possible future health challenges so you can make the changes now to avoid the negative outcome. A nutritional blood analysis can be used to monitor a health challenge before and after adopting an approach to restore health and balance. It will also allow you the ability to determine the effectiveness of various approaches to restoring and balancing your health. So don't wait. Make your appointment. Stop guessing with your health. Know what works for sure. 901-602-7063.
Graphics Printing, located at 890 East Range Road in Memphis, a complete print shop for all your printing needs. They do it all. Color copies, resumes, funeral programs, rubber stamps, full-color business cards, wedding and graduation invitations, and more. 30-plus years of quality work and service. They're open Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 5:30 p.m., located at 890 East Range Road in Memphis, Tennessee, 901-345-9294. Graphics Printing. CJ Used Appliances, located at 3530 Jackson Avenue here in Memphis, Tennessee. Call them at 901-487-7882. CJ Used Appliances have the best prices in town. Sales and service, heating and air. Also the best appliances you'll find anywhere in the Mid-South. Refrigerators, microwave stoves, washers and dryers, deep freezers, dishwashers, whatever you need in used appliances. And folks, I'm telling you, they're the best used appliances anywhere you'll find. That's CJ Used Appliances, 3530 Jackson Avenue. All appliances come with warranty. You can call them at 901-487-7882. Again, 901-487-7882. CJ Used Appliances. CNS Motors Auto Sales, located at 2508 Summer Avenue here in Memphis, Tennessee. Call them at 901-323-8778. CNS Motors Auto Sales has been around since 1984. Go by and see Chris today for some of the best pre-owned and used vehicles in the city. They have SUVs, minivans, cars, trucks, whatever you're looking for in pre-owned used vehicles. Hey, you can find it right there at CNS Motors Auto Sales. See Chris since 1984. They will treat you right. Call them at 901-323-8778. That's 901-323-8778, 2508 Summer Avenue, CNS Motors Auto Sales.